Yes, people, how are we doing? Hope all is good. So I am going to give you the rundown of my Pittsburgh Pro Predictions. Now, I am recording this as I am literally sat, packed and ready to go because I am heading off to the Pittsburgh show. It's going to be absolutely insane. It was one not to miss, so I had to be there. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely insane. I would say this is the most talked about show. I would say it's more talked about than the Arnold's, to be fair, that's just gone. And it'll be the most talked about show up until the Olympia because the lineup is absolutely insane. So yeah, I'm just going to get straight stuck in. I'm just going to give my top five, maybe a 6 and 7, and just talk about 3 of the athletes. That's why I've left this space here because I'm going to pop up some of their Instagrams and stuff. So let's get stuck straight in. I'm just going to do the open predictions. I'm not going to do classic or bikini or anything like that. We're just going to stick to the open bodybuilding Pittsburgh Pro Predictions. Now, we've got some heavy hitters coming in for this show. Obviously, Derek Lunsford is the favourite to win the show. You've got Nick Walker coming back. You've got Martin Fitzwater. You've got Good Vito. You've got Crizzo. You've got William Bonac. You've got Leandro, who took second to Good Vito in Brazil, who's massive. And then also a massive shout out to Joe Ballinger, good mate of mine, and I watched him turn pro a few weeks ago at the Ben Weider Pro Qualifier in the UK. And what an opportunity. Like, you've literally just turned pro. Why not just jump into the biggest show of the year and just stand with the best in the world? So massive respect to Joe. Huge shout out, man. I cannot wait to see you up there on that stage, bro. It's going to be sick. So getting stuck in with first place. I'm going to go from first through to fifth. I am putting in Derek Lunsford, and I'm putting Derek in first because, in all honesty, I believe he is the most polished and put together and well-rounded, conditioned, shape, symmetry, portion, all the rest of it. He's probably the best bodybuilder. In my opinion, he's probably the best bodybuilder we've seen since somebody like Phil Heath. And I just thought, obviously, he missed it the Olympia last year, came in a little bit off, legs were a little bit downsized in proportion to his upper body. Condition wasn't as comparable as he's been in before, and that's why I slipped down to third, and Samson did enough to win the Olympia last year. But Derek came back for the Arnold's this year in what I thought was just absolutely insane condition. Like polish, his posing was better, he posed his legs better so they looked fuller, bigger, and the side shots were much more improved. His back is obviously probably the best back in the IFBB Pro League at the minute, I would say. So for me, I feel like some people may beat Derek in some shots, but I feel like overall, just overall package and flow, size, condition, everything, this is Derek's show to lose, really. He's a former Mr. Olympia. He's just won the Arnold Classic, beating Mr. Olympia, which is Samson Dowder. So yeah, for me, he's the front runner, and I just, if he turns up like he did at the Arnold's, it doesn't even need to be better than that. If he turns up like he did at the Arnold's, I cannot see anybody touching him. So Derek in first. Now, second place, quite a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but I am going with Nick Walker. Now, I'm putting Nick in second because, yes, he's had some time away from the Olympia. He hasn't done the last 2 Olympias, and he did the New York Pro last year. And it was very, very close. Some saying Martin could have won last year, the New York Pro. But Nick was off, and he wasn't at his best. And I know everyone's saying, oh, Martin's improved and he was close to Nick, but Nick was off and he still beat Martin. So in my head, if Martin was close to Nick, and Nick still beat me even though he's off, say they've both improved. To me, that if they both improved at the same rate on their physiques, then it just proves that Nick is still ahead. And I feel like Nick's got a point to prove, obviously not being at the last 2 Olympias, and, getting some talk on Instagram and stuff saying Nick Talker and that he's finished and he's done. And I just think that's absolutely ridiculous. A fan of his shape? Not massively. I don't think like flow and symmetry is as good as somebody like Martin, for example. But I just think overall mass, size and conditioning, is absolutely insane. His side shots, I think, are going to beat everybody's. I think his side chest is going to beat even Derek's. This is just my opinion. This is not gospel. It's just what I feel is going to happen. I feel like that's what the judge is going to go for. His back is insane, and it's not just the back, it's the glutes and the hams. The whole rear shot is mental. The bicep to tricep, like depth in his arms is ridiculous. And I feel like his conditioning is going to be good. I know everyone says about his waistline as well, but I think that looks to be improved from his Instagram updates. So yeah, I feel like obviously Martin got fourth at the Olympia last year, looked absolutely incredible. But I just feel that Nick has improved, and I think he's got a point to prove. And whether you like his physique or not, bodybuilding criteria wise, in my opinion, he wins on muscularity. He's probably going to win on conditioning and size, and then, you know, it might just go shot for shot. I do feel like Martin's got the better shape, but I don't think that's going to be enough to overtake him. So Derek in first, Nick Walker in second. In third, this is where I'm going to put Martin Fitzwater. Getting fourth at the Olympia last year, absolutely phenomenal physique. His crab most muscular is ridiculous. So I do feel like people are going to have a very, very hard time competing with that most muscular. His shape's nice. Symmetry's nice. He's got a great back, but I just feel that, like I said about Nick, I don't think it's going to be anything that Martin can do to like massively overtake him. I think Nick will have to come in off, and yeah, I feel like Nick's improved. So it's just a case of, it's not necessarily, you know, is Martin losing against Nick? It's just Nick's actually just beating Martin because they both improved. So again, just my opinion. So I'm going to go Derek, Nick, Martin, and then in fourth, William Bonac. I'm going to put William Bonac in fourth. He looked absolutely insane at the Detroit Pro. Obviously, the lighting and stuff was phenomenal. He's not going to be the biggest guy on stage. And I feel like he's going to get beaten in probably like the front relaxed and the front double from a lot of the bigger guys like Crizo, Good Vito, etc. But I just feel that William is actually getting better. Despite his age, I feel like he's improved rapidly in the past year. I feel like his legs have come up more. And if he brings the package he brought to the Detroit Pro, then I just feel like he's very complete. Yes, he is a smaller bodybuilder and he's going to get towered over by the likes of Crizo and people like that. But I just feel like he's very, very complete. The last couple of shows he's done, he hasn't really missed. Yeah, and I just think he's looked great. He's got so much muscle density. There's so much muscle on that frame. And his lats literally come out from the top of his glutes in the back double. And yeah, I feel like William Bonac, like I said, if he comes in like he did at Detroit, he's probably going to get outsized, but I just feel like his whole package is going to beat the likes of somebody like Good Vito and Crizo, who are not as well as seasoned competitors, and they do, in my opinion, have gaps in their physiques. So William Bonac in fourth, and then in fifth, this is where I've got Good Vito. His Instagram updates are ridiculous. Like, if you follow him on Instagram, you'll see his updates and be like, how is this guy not going to smoke everybody? But then when it translates to stage, his posing's not that great. Presentation probably doesn't show it off to the best of his ability. So I feel like he could do better there. And he is missing a bit from the back. The way he poses back, and there's not a lot of lower lat going on. So I feel like that's where he's just going to get beaten, really. I think it's just more of an experience thing. Obviously, he won the Brazil show, but his conditioning just didn't match. Whether it's the lighting at the Brazil show, and the tans was super, super dark there as well. So again, it might be a lighting thing, but the condition didn't seem to translate on stage as it did to his Instagram updates. So that's just, again, just my opinion. So I'm going to put his size is phenomenal. His back double is insane. He's just missing a bit of the lower lat. His front double's great. He's got great V taper when he hits those front shots, and yeah, he's just got like massive arms and legs. So all round phenomenal bodybuilder, and he's only a young guy as well, I think. So I've got Good Vito in fifth. Now, if we're going to move on to sixth, I would actually, it depends whether he comes in condition or not, but Leandro, who took second to Good Vito in Brazil, I just think he's massive. Like, if this guy comes in peeled, then I think everybody can be in trouble. But it's just whether that translates stage. So yeah, Leandro, who took second at Brazil to Good Vito, I would say he is probably going to come in sixth or seventh, a toss-up between Michael Crizo. Now, Crizo is one of those guys that you see on Instagram and you're like, if it's judged by Instagram, he'll probably be Mr. Olympia. He's probably got the best arms in the IFBB. he usually always just posts front shots updates on Instagram. He's got that onion thin skin. He's just, yeah, super peeled, super dry, super thin skin, looks vascular as hell. And he's massive, like he's a massive dude. But I feel that from the back that he's going to be lagging. In previous shows that he's done, his glutes and hams have not really been up to par. And also as well, posing conditioning. Not conditioning as his physique, but I mean posing conditioning and posing stamina on stage has never always necessarily been up to scratch. And it looks like after like two rounds of comparisons, he's blowing a bit. So yeah, as far as the rest of the lineup goes, I haven't really placed the rest of them. Just sort of focusing on those that like 1 through to 7, if you like. So there you have it. There's my Pittsburgh Pro predictions. I am going to vlog the weekend and get as much as I can on here, so be tuned for the next video. But again, this is just my opinion. This is just what I feel and I believe is probably going to happen. So we'll see if I am correct. And if I am, I'll have to do another video and say, IFBB, why have you not got me as a judge? But anyway, there we have it. We have got Derek Lunsford in first. We have got Nick Walker in second. We have got Mike Fitzwater in third, William Bonac in fourth, and then Good Vito in fifth, and then potentially 6 and 7, Leandro or Crizzo. So that is my Pittsburgh Pro predictions. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment below if you have got the same idea as me, or whether you'd flip-flop Martin and Nick, or have Bonac somewhere completely different, or not even have Derek winning. Let me know what you think. But I appreciate you watching, guys. Thank you for watching my predictions. This is just my take on bodybuilding. See you in the next video. I'll see you in Pittsburgh.